I've been building on Botpress for the past 2 years. I've built over 11 projects across 6 different industries, converted over 200 leads for my clients, and my AI chatbots have been through 800 plus conversations. And in all that time, I've never had a single security issue on Botpress. It's exactly why I trust Botpress with all my clients' data, and also why in this video today I'll be breaking down exactly what makes Botpress one of the most secure platforms to build an AI chatbot on in 2026. By the end of this video, you should know how secure Botpress is for building AI chatbots for your business. I'll cover how Botpress is verified and certified, how they handle the documents that you upload to it, my personal experience with it, and what happens to your data when you connect your Botpress chatbot to other applications. But let me start from the top. The reason that security matters so much with AI chatbots is because of the data that these chatbots collect. When a customer comes onto your website or your socials and starts talking to your Botpress chatbot, they're actually giving away quite a lot of their personal data. This might be their name, their email, their phone number, as well as any other data related to the questions that your AI chatbot asks them inside the conversation. And this can get quite interesting very quickly, depending on which industry you're in. When we start looking at industries such as legal and healthcare, AI chatbots there actually tend to sort through quite a lot of personal data from users, from documents about legal status to even symptoms and information about the customer's medical history. To put it simple, that information is very, very sensitive. And in some cases, the law actually requires that you handle that information in a specific way, which if your AI chatbot is not able to do safely, you're putting your customers and clients at risk and potentially putting your business at legal risk as well. So the question that you might be asking is, does Botpress take that seriously? Let me answer it for you. Let's start with their verification. Botpress holds SOC 2 verification. SOC 2 stands for Service Organization Control 2. Basically, it's an audit run by a third-party company that comes into Botpress and checks to make sure that it's actually handling sensitive user data correctly. They look at things like how the data is stored, how it's accessed, and how it's protected. And if a company passes, they get certified. Botpress has passed this. They also maintain full GDPR compliance. GDPR is a European data protection law that sets very strict rules on how data should be collected, stored, and used by companies like Botpress. And by the way, even if your business is not based in Europe, GDPR is basically the gold standard for data protection laws around the world. And on top of that, Botpress actually runs on what's known as robust cloud infrastructure. So you can think of this as like a hyper secure building somewhere very far from here, where all the servers containing your data are stored safely and kept away from any kind of intrusion. These servers and buildings are usually controlled by top tech companies such as Google and Amazon, so you can rest assured that your data is in safe hands. But in case this is not enough for you, on Botpress you can actually set specific rules when building an AI chatbot to make sure that it only asks specific questions and it strays away from topics that would lead to the release of sensitive data from the user or whoever is talking to your chatbot. Point number 2. This one's actually very important and is usually a huge concern for many founders. You see, when you build a chatbot on Botpress, you actually do have to upload documents about your business for the purpose of giving your chatbot knowledge so that it can answer questions that it's asked by the people that are talking to it. So maybe your pricing, your services, your FAQs, that kind of stuff. But the question that founders always have is that, does Botpress take this information and go on to use it to train AI models? The answer is no. Botpress does not train AI models with your data. Botpress uses a RAG system, RAG for Retrieval Augmented Generation, and to basically break that down in simple terms, when someone asks your Botpress chatbot a question, what it does is it starts by first searching your knowledge base for information that might be relevant to that question, and then it uses AI to synthesize that information and produce a response that accurately answers the user's question. Your information is not fed to the AI model to train it. And so all that information you upload to Botpress stays on Botpress and is used for one thing only, which is to answer the questions that users ask your chatbot. Like I said, I've been building on Botpress for 2 years and I've built 11 projects across 6 different industries, and I'm yet to have any kind of security issue or even concern on Botpress. I bring this up because I think it's valuable for me to share my own personal experience with a platform instead of just giving you the facts, figures, and numbers from information online about WordPress. My clients have trusted me to build chatbots for their WhatsApps, Instagrams, websites, and Botpress has never given me any kind of thing to worry about regarding where the data from these conversations on these different platforms is going. So that's over like 800 conversations handled securely. So for me personally, I can say that Botpress is secure. But now, my last point is something that I want you to actually understand very clearly because it might affect how you think about security on the Botpress platform going forward. You see, Botpress lets you connect your AI chatbot to other applications, things like your CRM, perhaps automation software, perhaps an email. And when you do that, data now starts moving from Botpress onto other platforms as well. What that means for you is once the data leaves Botpress's servers and is now on other platforms, it's now the responsibility of those other platforms to keep that customer data safe and make sure that it's not leaked. The best way to do this, of course, is to just make sure that you hold up the security standards of the other applications that you use, and you make sure that you're only using applications that you trust with your data, because Botpress does connect to a fair amount of other applications. That is something that I actually cover in more detail in the next video on screen, where I go through all the platforms and apps that you can connect your Botpress chatbot to. Watch that next, because knowing what you can connect your Botpress chatbot to is one of the most exciting parts about getting an AI chatbot for your business. But it will also help you think clearly about how your data might leave Botpress, where it might go, and how you might keep it safe on those other platforms.